Would you trust a hacker with your social media accounts? Well, chances are, if you had a MySpace or a Facebook, you already have. So, I am going to be reading not a new article, but taking you guys back to August 30th, 2008. Uh, this is from TechCrunch by Michael Arrington. And as I mentioned, kind of showing my age here, but talking about a guy named Tom Anderson in MySpace. So, MySpace co founder Tom Anderson was a real life war games hacker in the 1980s. And MySpace, in case you have no idea what MySpace is, it was like one of the first social media things that I was on before Facebook. And if you don't know who Tom Anderson was, as I mentioned, he was the co founder of MySpace. And pretty much when you made your MySpace by default, you had Tom as a friend. So they're saying here in 1985, when Tom Anderson was only 14 in high school in California, he was subject to one of the largest FBI raids in California history after hacking into a Chase Manhattan Bank computer system and showing his friends how to do it. So he was never arrested because he was a minor at the time, but the FBI confiscated all of his computers and some newspaper accounts of the incident. They're saying, no, MySpace and Anderson would not comment on this post back then. But most of the information is now available on Google if you want to dig it up. And if you want to read more into this article, as I mentioned, the title, I'm just kind of summarizing and skimming through. So he went by the hacker name of Lord Flathead. It said Lord Flathead goes too far. Anderson, using the name Lord Flathead, was a computer hacker since he was 13. He was able to hack into computer systems by simply figuring out the right phone number. This was called war dialing back then. And it was done with the help of a simple computer program that dialed sequential phone numbers until it received a modem response, signaling a computer system on the other end, usually a Unix mainframe that often had a default password. Once you passed the password security, you also often had deep access to whatever system you had called. So, according to the New York Times, on October 1985, Lord Flathead was the leader of an early Black Hat hacker group when he was only 14 years old. In July and August of 1985, between his freshman and sophomore years, Anderson hacked into a Chase Manhattan Bank computer system. So it handled much of Chase's data processing and record keeping, including records of home mortgages and portfolios of major customers such as pension funds. Uh, and yeah, he had to brag a little bit and show his friends how to do it, up to 40 of them apparently. And yeah, so Anderson obtained or guessed the password of the necessary, uh, credentials to get in. And so, how the FBI ended up catching him, they set a trap, an electronic trap, on the computer system that traced the calls to at least 23 homes in the San Diego area. 50 FBI agents raided the homes of Anderson and his friends and seized 25 personal computers. The raids were conducted simultaneously at 7 to prevent anyone from notifying other hackers and giving them a chance to destroy evidence. So I thought this was a pretty cool story. If you guys liked it, make sure you comment more and hit that share, heart, follow if you're not following. Stay updated with cyber. Peace.